Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to talk to you guys about changes that I would like to see Netmarble make in this game. Now, before I get into the changes themselves, I do want to make it very clear that this is not a bashing video. Shout out to my Debris boys, haven't done that in a long time. But this video is not to say that Netmarble is doing anything wrong. These are just some changes that they can make in the game easily, or they're more complicated changes that have just come up in my mind that I think could really benefit a lot of the players in the game and could really push some of the metrics or some of the encouragements that I see Netmarble trying to do with other game modes. And so I'll provide a justification for all of the ideas that I have and why I think they would be good. And I do these videos, guys, not only to get my ideas out there for you guys, because I do like sharing that, but also to get you guys thinking about ways that they can improve this game, and not just in really like silly ways. Oh, give us more stuff. Oh yeah, more free stuff. Oh, 1,000 free crystals every day. No duh. But actual, real, tangible rewards that can better match the effort that players are putting in, and also better encourage the types of gameplay and the types of interactions that Netmarble wants us to have in this game. So right off the bat, the first thing that Netmarble can change, it's a very simple quality of life change, and it's something that they should make uniform throughout the game, because they've done it in certain game modes, but they haven't done it in all game modes. And what I'm talking about is the recent change they made to Shadowland, where if you lose with a team or you restart with a team, the team will stay up in the selection screen. So if I go in with this team and for some reason I lose to stage 1, when I come back, they will still be here. I don't have to reselect them. That's great. That's awesome. I was so happy when they did that, especially for Shadowland, because it's very frustrating to have to constantly go back and select the heroes again. But unfortunately, they still haven't done that in a lot of other game modes. Alliance Battle, for example, the characters you select, if you restart, they don't appear again. Granted, in Alliance Battle, in a lot of cases, you don't have all of the heroes to select from. You only have a few heroes as per the restrictions in the game modes. But on the days where you don't, it's still very frustrating, and it doesn't really make sense why that is. Same thing goes for World Boss Invasion. I often have to leave a game that I'm playing because the people I'm playing with don't know what they're doing, or sometimes I disconnect because of a poor connection. In that case, how hard would it be to have those same heroes up again that I had just entered the fight with? It's the exact same coding you guys have for Shadowland. I just don't understand why it can't be implemented. It's there in World Boss, in the regular World Boss mode, but yet it's somehow missing from those other game modes. So I'd really like to see Netmarble change that, and I really think that that is something that wouldn't be that difficult for them to do. The second change that I would like to see Netmarble make, that again I think is not that difficult to implement and would really go a long way towards making the people who play this game, that the average player, feel a lot better about their enjoyment and their interaction and their experience, would be the dimension rifts. And I'm not talking about the World Boss event dimension rifts, I'm talking about these regular dimension rifts. Recently it has become more of an issue, but ever since dimension rifts became like the hot new thing to play, basically since the completion rewards were introduced and people started being gold hungry after the great AB nerf, people started playing dimension rifts a lot more seriously, and more people have understood that if you organize dimension rifts with your teammates in your alliance or people on like a chatting app, you can pretty consistently and quite easily clear a rift to 100% completion. It's not that difficult. Netmarble even made it easier to clear those missions to 100%. If you can see there, the bar there is about 38% for D3 Requiem. D2 is better though, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, I'm not really talking about what they've done to make dimension rifts easier. What I'm talking about actually is now we have an issue where in the capacity 5 out of 7, certain people will join and not contribute. And unfortunately, it's impossible to see in the current status, in the current iteration of Dimension Rifts, it's impossible to see who's in the Dimension Rift and how much they're contributing. You know, when we go into World Boss Invasion, they very conveniently and rightfully so introduced the damage screen. So at the end of the fight, if you win, it will show you who did the top DPS, who was second place, who was third place. And unfortunately, they don't do that in Dimension Rifts for completion rate. And I think that that would be a little bit harder to implement, but I think it would be something that would make people really, really happy, because I have seen a lot of people in the community complaining about Dimension Rifts not being accessible anymore because of the energy strain that other game modes, especially World Boss Invasion, have caused. People are spending their energy here. They're not spending it in Dimension Rifts. So that's even more encouraging for, you know, leechers or scumbags to just jump into a Dimension Rift, play it once, and then wait outside or do something else, hoping that the rest of the people in the Dimension Rift will clear it to 100%. Because if you guys didn't know, if you just play it once, you will get those completion rewards as long as the Rift gets to 100%. So this is not a PSA to go and be a jackass. This is just to say that if Netmarble changed either the way that the Dimension Rifts showed the information, because right now they don't show any information. So if they change the way they showed the information by basically showing who is in the Dimension Rift and how much they're contributing, it would be very easy to weed out the people who are just hopping on for one ride and then hoping to get taken all the way to the completion reward. That would be one way of fixing the problem. Another way to change this, but it's not as effective as the first way, would be to gate these completion rewards behind some kind of contribution level or percentage. So let's say for the first progress, you had to contribute to a Dimension Rift 20% of its bar. And then for the Dimension Debris, it's 30%. And then for the energy, it's 40%. And so that builds up. That would probably be a worse way of doing it, to be honest. But I'm just throwing out different ideas there just to get the conversation going. And maybe if someone's watching, they can make a change, you know. But I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention because I have seen people in the community complaining about it. I know it's a problem. It happens in my alliance. And I'm sure it happens in a lot of other alliances too, and it's really annoying and frustrating, and it's basically killed Dimension Rifts at this point. I see people rarely running Dimension Rifts anymore. I'm barely thanking people in my videos, and that's a clear indication that something's wrong. This is no joke. And now here we go. Mark, thank you for the Dimension Rift. Besides Mark, I'm seeing very few Dimension Rifts. And so, you know, it's a problem that if Netmarble doesn't address it, it's just going to get worse and worse. So I hope that they do. And that information, which is not that difficult to obtain and then display about who is in the Dimension Rift and how much they're contributing, would be very beneficial for the community. The last two suggestions that I have, the last two ideas that I had about changes that the Netmarble could make to this game are a little bit experimental. These are not really so much quality of life changes, but they are changes that do push the experience that Netmarble is trying to get people to do as far as playing in an alliance, as far as being social goes in the game. So the first thought I had, they're kind of tied together, but the first thought I had would be to improve the daily rewards by introducing a new daily reward that gets unlocked when you join an alliance. And the daily reward could have some kind of gating behind it. It could have, it could say that, you know, your alliance has to have at least 20 members or 30 members. But then just by completing alliance achievements, whether it's AB or the daily alliance achievement, I know they already have that energy reward, but I really don't think that's enough of an incentive. So I think if they build something into the daily rewards, it would really hit home with the average casual player. Oh, my alliance is important, because I think all players know that the daily achievements are really important. So they do their timeline battles, they do their story and their daily and their special missions, they do their villain siege, and they send their assembly points. Hopefully, I need that energy, boys. Let's go. Send me these fucking, you know, holding hands, State of the Union, whatever you want to call these coins thing, whatever, crystal, silver thing. Anyways, but if they build something into the daily quest rewards about alliances, it would really, I think, go a long way to saying to the player, hey, alliances are important. You should really be contributing to yours on, you know, a consistent basis. And that ties together with my second idea, which is a little bit more complicated or a little bit more controversial, but I think that Netmarble needs to introduce something into alliances to spur competition within alliances. And so, similar to the alliance battle reward that we get for the best alliance battle of the week, I think there needs to be a little bit more done for inter-alliance or intra-alliance competition. So as you can see here, the rank 1 alliance gets a pretty good reward, and then depending on where you rank overall, you'll get another reward there. But the only reward that's really of any value is the crystals, obviously at the bottom, which goes to the MVP, or the top player, the top performing player of the top performing alliance. So that's one person out of millions who's getting an actual tangible reward. Now, I am not suggesting that Netmarble go out and hand out 5,000 crystals to every top performing player of every single alliance. I understand that that's impossible. I understand that that's ridiculous. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is for Netmarble to just introduce a small token that people can compete with within their alliance, so that they can compete for it with their players. I mean, something as simple as 100 energy, something as simple as 1 free energy recharge, which could be a flexible amount, like this kind of energy recharge. Something as simple as like 500,000 gold. And I know that people will immediately say, oh hey, but Cynicalex, you can just create an alliance with one person and then just milk those rewards every day. Okay, for starters, if there are people that do that, they're fucking degenerates, okay? That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. For 2, Netmarble can just very simply make it so that that reward is only given out to alliances that have maximum team members, that have 40 team members. Now, if someone wants to go to trouble of making 39 dummy accounts for their one account, I think I can live with that, with those odds. I don't think very many people are going to go to those lengths just to get some silly like 500,000 gold reward. And the disadvantages of being an alliance by yourself, especially an alliance that will be at level 1 forever, because you're never going to level up with only one player playing, are far outweighed by the rewards of a maximum level alliance, which could also reap from these benefits and these rewards. We've had the alliance tournaments for a long time. They're actually not in the bar right now, and it's funny that I bring this up at a time when it's not here, but we've had the alliance tournaments for a while now. I originally covered the alliance tournaments with a little bit of salt and dissatisfaction, because I thought that it was unfair to all of the other alliances that we just get to watch the big boys splash around at Disney World. But I've kind of gotten used to it. But I really think that that Netmarble is missing an opportunity to give just a small token of appreciation to all of the alliances that don't make it to the top 16, but who are still trying really hard within their alliance, and that they're really pushing the envelope and coming up with new strategies and pushing their score week by week. And I think just a small reward that they can work with within their alliance would encourage people to play Alliance Battle more. They would encourage people to play the game more and be more social and interact with each other more. And I do think that's what Netmarble wants. I mean, all of the recent game modes do encourage group play. So if they want to do that even more, they need to introduce a small token or a small reward into the top performing alliance member of every max level 40 player alliance. You could have it so the alliance needs to be level 30, the maximum level, and have 40 players on the team in order to qualify for that weekly reward for the top performing player. So these are my ideas about things that they can change in the game, guys. These are my quality of life changes. These are my improvements to the game experience and the player experience. But of course, as always, I am more curious, and I am looking forward to your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, your criticism in the comments, guys. Hit me up. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.